think love can fix anything? Kanisha Nealy thought so. She believed her love could transform Sheldon Nealy, a convicted felon with a violent past, into the perfect partner. She married him in prison, invited him into her home, and even trusted him with her children. But her dream of a happy family turned into a nightmare with deadly consequences. Kanisha Nealy was a 38-year-old mother of 3 with a big heart and a hopeful spirit. When she met Sheldon Maurice Nealy, she believed she'd found someone who deserved a second chance. He was serving time in prison, but to Kanisha, this wasn't a deal-breaker. She thought it gave them time to build a deep connection. She married him while he was still behind bars, hoping for a fresh start when he got out. When Sheldon was released, Kanisha welcomed him home, ready to create the life she had dreamed of. But what she didn't know was that Sheldon's violent past wasn't behind him, and soon her hope for love would unravel into a devastating reality. Kanisha's decision to trust Sheldon wasn't something everyone understood. Those closest to her saw troubling signs from the start. Sheldon wasn't just a man with a difficult past. He had a long history of violent behavior, including assault and robbery. For Kanisha, however, love blinded her to the danger. She celebrated their relationship publicly, sharing posts online about her love for Sheldon, showering him with praise, and showing the world she believed in him. Her family and friends were uneasy, worried about what might happen, but Kanisha refused to see what they saw. Sheldon's release from prison was supposed to be the start of something beautiful. Instead, it was the beginning of a nightmare that would escalate within the walls of her own home. Kanisha was a hardworking and dedicated mother. She had studied business administration, worked in healthcare, and raised 3 children on her own after her previous relationship ended. Life hadn't been easy, but Kanisha was determined to provide a good life for her family. When she connected with Sheldon through social media, she thought she'd finally found someone to share her life with. Their relationship developed quickly, with Kanisha visiting him in prison, writing letters, and planning for their future together. To her, Sheldon represented a new beginning, not just for him, but for her and her kids. They married while he was still incarcerated, and when he was released, Kanisha brought him home to build a family together. She wanted to believe in his potential, in the possibility of redemption. But the reality was far different. Sheldon had a darker side that Kanisha couldn't change. After his release, there were arguments and moments of tension. Friends noticed his controlling behavior, but Kanisha brushed it off, committed to making the relationship work. On social media, she continued to post about their love, calling him her protector and praising him as a father figure for her kids. As the months passed, the cracks in their relationship became harder to ignore. Sheldon's behavior grew more erratic. He posted cryptic messages online, acted out in anger, and isolated Kanisha from her loved ones. Her friends and family tried to warn her, but Kanisha held on to the hope that things would get better. In December 2023, things took a violent turn. After a heated argument, Sheldon physically attacked Kanisha. In self-defense, she grabbed a gun, and during the struggle, she shot him in the leg. Sheldon was treated for his injuries and taken to jail, but Kanisha couldn't bring herself to end the relationship. She posted his bail and brought him back home, hoping this would be the turning point. But instead of improving, the situation grew worse. Sheldon's controlling behavior escalated, and Kanisha became more isolated. Her social media posts showed a woman still deeply in love, still holding on to the belief that love could fix anything. But behind the scenes, her life was becoming more dangerous by the day. On August 4th, 2024, everything came to a tragic end. That morning, a frantic 911 call came from Kenisha's home. Gunshots were heard inside the house, and when police arrived, they found the door to the bedroom locked. Officers forced their way in and discovered a horrifying scene. Kanisha and Sheldon were both dead from gunshot wounds. Police believe the events unfolded during another argument, with Sheldon becoming violent once again. In a final act of rage, he shot Kenisha before turning the gun on himself as officers breached the door. The tragedy left Kenisha's family shattered. Her children were now without their mother, and the dreams she had for a loving, supportive family had turned into a nightmare. Kanisha Nealy's story is more than a tragic love story gone wrong. It's a lesson about the dangers of ignoring red flags, especially when it comes to personal safety and the safety of loved ones. Kenisha was a woman who believed in second chances and wanted to see the best in someone with a troubled past. But her love and hope couldn't protect her from the violence that followed. Now, her 3 children are left to grow up without their mother, and her community is left grappling with the loss of a bright, loving woman who deserved so much better. Love should never come at the cost of safety. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind the people we trust. Let's honor Kenisha's memory by learning from her story.